Let's talk about presentations and presentations as it relates to selling expensive products and services. Now, presentations are very important in all sales, but they're particularly important when it comes to selling products that are high end. You see, when you're doing a presentation, the first thing you want to understand is that you're actually closing the deal if you're doing that well. You want to break your presentation into steps so that you can take someone from a logical place and of understanding your product and service, who you are, what your capabilities are, the kinds of people you service, the kinds of successes you've had, helping them imagine themselves in an ownership position to a logical place of owning the product and desiring it and deciding to move forward. Presentations are great opportunities for you to really showcase your concern about the customer, your interest in what they value, your ability to answer their questions and to pinpoint concerns and to get them engaged in the process. Presentations are really powerful. Now, when you're making a presentation by telephone, this is just as important as making a presentation in person. And these days, when you're presenting via email, even when you're sending a text message these days, presentation is crucial. One of the mistakes that sales professionals make today is they get a little bit too casual about the way they write and the way they send information to prospects and clients. You have to remember that whenever you're communicating with a prospect or client, you're on stage. And even though they might be incredibly casual in the way they deal with you, you have to be careful that you don't take it too far. Now, it's good to mirror their approach and to communicate in the same ways that they do. This builds rapport, this builds trust, this builds a level of familiarity and comfort, but make sure that you're also communicating those things that will enable you to advance the sale. So what are those things? What does the prospect or the client need to know? Well, they need to understand, obviously, the technical requirements of your product or service. They need to understand the features. They need to understand the benefits. But they also need to understand how those things impact them. Now, if you're dealing with a product that is particularly intangible of some nature, we're really getting into a deeper understanding of psychology. So you're really going to enjoy being with your family here in this beautiful suite in this hotel. This overlooks the courtyard, beautiful flowers down there. It's a wonderful place for your celebration. Oh my goodness, isn't the bride going to be excited when she walks into this room on the big day? Isn't your son going to be happy when he graduates and realizes that he's come home to this beautiful setting, that you're having this wonderful party for him? So you want to help them imagine the experience during your presentation. And you want to ask enough questions so that you can understand what the customer values so that you can address it in the process. Because when you're asking questions, you are in a position where you can really pinpoint those things that are going to result in a sale. It also puts you in control, of course, as a sales professional. And so very often, if you're not really sure what to do, asking questions is a good place to start. So remember, your presentation is a very important process. Now, you should rehearse your presentation. You should rehearse asking questions. And what you want to do is build a cumulative case in your presentation that leads to a logical decision to buy the product. So I have answered your question about this aspect of the product, and you acknowledged that that was really important to you. And oh yes, I can really imagine what you're saying happening with this product for you when you bring it home. Oh, I know you're really going to enjoy that. Okay, it looks like we've answered everything and we're ready to go. If you just approve here, we're ready to move forward. So this is the kind of approach you want to take in your presentation. This is where you take your understanding of the prospect, your understanding of your product, service, and experience, and your understanding of how to present those values and how to leverage that trust and credibility and bring it to a climax where you achieve the result that you want as a sales professional. So remember, in your presentations, you want to practice them, number one. Number two, you want to develop a presentation that moves in a logical sequence. Number three, you want to be sure you engage the prospect. You want to ask questions so that you understand what their needs are, and you're addressing those needs, and that you are addressing them along the way so that you're moving to a logical sequence. Take that approach, and you're going to have better presentations when it comes to selling the expensive. If you like this video, let me know by clicking like below, and be sure to also subscribe to this channel to be notified of my latest videos as they're released.